What's happening, guys? Lockie here, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down a YouTube ad that helped me scale my high-ticket coaching business, Scale Smart, to $1 million a month cash collected. In this video I'm going to break down the ad. I'm going to play it for you here live on the screen. I'm going to give you the secrets, the structures, and the scripts so you can create wildly profitable ads for your high-ticket coaching business. Whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, you're going to want to follow these principles. Crushed it for me and my clients, so I'm here just to give you the source. So let's jump into my screen. First of all, a little bit of proof. This is the ad account that we ran the ad in. We had lots of other ads. We ran this ad for about 1.5 years. I literally could not beat this ad. I swear to you, I couldn't beat it. You can see here we had 94.5 million impressions. The majority of these people were in Australia. I'd say about 60% Australia, and the other 40% was split across Canada, the United States, and the UK. You can see we spent $1.6 million. And if I go to clicks, you can see we generated 803,000 clicks. This is just from YouTube. And again, this is all real. You can see this here. What else can I show you? Average CPC, I guess. What was that? $2. So average $2 click, average, we spent, that's already there. Okay, let me just show you the ad, right? Let me get into it. The ad itself, we created lots of different variations. The variation we scaled the highest has 14.4 million views. So 94 million impressions. That's how many people saw it, had an impression on it, but the people that watched through is 14 million, but then we recreated another version. This has 890,000. Recreated another version, 765,000. So it's got heaps of views. To say, like, it's probably people have watched through in total like 20 million times. But who cares about views? It's all about profit and money, right? So we've got us to $1 million a month cash collected. Let me play the ad for you. So my high-ticket coaching business was showing people how to help my physical agency, digital marketing agency, generate clients, and we paid them like a referral fee basically, but they had to buy a high ticket coaching program for us to actually show them how to do that. So it was business to consumer. However, it doesn't matter what niche you're in. If you're selling B2B or B2C, I'm going to show you how this ad works, breaking down the science behind the back end. I'm going to give you an actual example here that's not a make money online offer. So let's watch it. I'm going to play it at actually just play it at normal speed. I'm going to break it down as we go through it. And then I'm going to give you some source and some secrets to follow. By the way, I'm doing a series right now where I'm giving away a free $1 million a month course live here on YouTube. I'm going to break this down even further, give you even more scripts. This is just a bit of a tease to give you some source, high level, while we dive into all the meat and beans over there. Let's do it.
If you want to make passive income online, I'd like to pay you $5,000 to $10,000 a month to help my agency, Veritas Digital, generate digital marketing clients here in Australia.
Okay, bang. So as you can see, I start with the benefit. I'm going to get into the difference between YouTube ads, Instagram ads, Meta ads, etc. shortly. But I start with the benefit, then I immediately reinforce proof. So I have my agency's website up on the screen here. So you really need to know your target market and how they're going to initially respond to your first 5 seconds. Now, YouTube is really important because YouTube has that first 5 second skip. Okay, you want to immediately call out to your target market so that the people who want what you want stay, and the people who don't want what you want leave. Because with YouTube, I can't remember the exact time frame. It's at like 20 seconds or 15 seconds or something. They actually start charging you per impression. But if someone clicks off within 4 seconds, you don't get charged. So you want to get rid of all the people that don't want what you want. And you want to keep all the people you do want. This is why really entertaining ads are not good ads. If you see an ad on Facebook or Instagram or something, and it's like this crazy high production, super ridiculously entertaining, crazy animations ad, it looks really impressive. However, you don't want the general population, people who are never going to buy your products, watching your ads. It just means you get lots of views, but you don't make any money and you get charged for those views. Instagram and Meta work very similar to this. They charge you per impression no matter what. However, you still want to call out to your target market very, very early in the hook, because the pixel would optimize for people who watch through the ad. So you only want people who are your customer and have the problems that you can solve with your product to actually watch through the ad, because the pixel, when it doesn't have enough conversions to optimize, it will optimize based on that. Okay, let's keep watching.
Show you exactly how it works. So essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be going to websites like yellowpages.com, typing in small business niches like dentists, chiropractors and things like that, anywhere in Australia. Then you simply come down, you can see all these results here. You simply click get more info and you can copy their email address right from here. I'm then going to teach you how to go to ChatGPT, get a professionally written email that's 100% customized to that person done in 3 seconds without you having to know anything.
So you can see I'm explaining how I'm going to get them the result. And here I'm saying without, and I'm saying without the things that you don't want to have to do. Okay, so I start with the hook. I then have proof, which I'm going to dive into more here in a second. Now I'm explaining literally with a screen share. So, you know, I love everyone in the world, but I'm just going to say this is idiot proof, right? You really want to make it so that smart people, it's easy for them, and not as smart people, it's easy for them as well.
Anything about the business, anything about digital marketing.
Also shows I'm not hiding anything, because my audience is a skeptical one. When you're teaching people how to make money online, rightfully so, people call bullshit.
You then simply send the email to the business using one of our email addresses I'm going to give you for free. They will then contact our agency. We'll get on the phone. We'll sign a client up to a $2,000 per month marketing service, and we'll pay you a 50% ongoing monthly referral fee for simply being the middleman and connecting us with the clients. So you don't have to speak with anyone. You don't have to do any of the work. You don't even have to start an online business. We'll simply pay you on average around about $1,000 for every single client that you send us. So you make $5,000 per month. All you need to do is send us 5 clients. Now you may be thinking, how many emails do I send? How do I exactly send those emails and find the clients? Great question.
So CTA around about 1:20.
Answer it all in this quick message. So I've recorded a free training video that you can access by clicking the link below right now. I'm going to walk you through the 3-step process you need to follow to get your first paying client in the next 24 hours, which will be $1,000 per month, and we'll pay it directly to you. So why am I teaching this? Why am I sharing this with people?
So now people are skeptical. Well, Lockie, if you're so successful, why are you giving away these secrets? If this actually makes money, why wouldn't you just hide it, right? So now I'm giving the reason as to why I'm giving this away for the skeptical people who didn't click the CTA and they're still watching because they're interested.
Because if we go over here and have a look,
I'm now using facts, not just random bullshit.
9,000 agencies in Australia, but there are 2.5 million businesses. So I can't, it's too big of a pie for me to be able to do all by myself. So
that makes logical sense to my audience.
Essentially what I'm doing is getting a few select people who are really good fits for our brand, bringing them in. I'm going to show you how to do this, and you can make passive income online in your spare time because it's recurring from anywhere in the world with zero experience really fast. And the coolest part is we can do it by providing genuine, real value to business owners. You can come down here, you can see that our agencies...
So a lot of make money online products are just selling bullshit from China and no one really wants it. So I'm now addressing the fact that we provide real value.
Number 1 boutique marketing agency in Australia where we...
Real proof here, like my real agency in Australia.
We work with companies like F45 Training, Hocking Stewart, Adriatic, Noble Oak Insurance Companies. It's like a $185 million private insurance company. You can actually go and see them on the public stock exchange as well. So click the link on the screen. Help us spread the love with Australian businesses. All these business owners right now on yellowpages.com.au aren't getting any love because no one uses Yellow Pages anymore. So click the link on the screen right now. I'm going to show you how to legitimately make your first income online so you can travel the world, help out your parents, and stop trying all these oversaturated methods like dropshipping and Amazon and all that crap. It doesn't work. I tried it for 4 years. So click the link on the screen and I'll show you exactly how to do this.
Okay, and you give it like a CTA here thing at the end. Not super critical for conversions, but it does help. Okay, let me break this down. The first thing I'm going to break down is the aesthetics, okay? You will notice that I do not have some crazy setup, all right? Anyone who tells you need some crazy high production, you need to spend a lot of money on it, bullshit. This ad would have made us at least $6 million in cash, at least. And you can see I'm just in my room. It's pitch black. I have a front light on my face, and I just have a regular camera. You can literally crush with an iPhone. If you just have an iPhone here in selfie mode horizontal, or if you're doing better Instagram just vertical like this, you can crush. People don't care what you have to have clear video and good lighting and clear audio, obviously, or else it's terrible. But you don't need anything too high production. People just care. Listen closer here. People just care if you can solve their problems. Your customers, the only thing they care about is can you solve their problem. So let me break down a bit of the structure of what we've actually done here in this ad so you can use these principles to create your own ads that absolutely dominate. Okay, so most important aspects of the ad. The first one is you immediately call out to your ICP. So your ICP is your ideal customer profile. Now, if you haven't created an ICP document or sat down and written it out, who it is, what are their pains, what are their problems, what are their desires, what have they tried and failed at, what desire do they want, but without what effort and sacrifice? For example, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to give up pizza. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to spend 2 hours in the gym every day. Have you written all those things down? And how do they describe their problems? Now, if you haven't done this yet, which you probably haven't, I ran an agency that worked with thousands of business owners. I can tell you, like, if I met 100 business owners, probably 3 maybe have done this because it's super boring. But I'm going to do a full video breaking down how to do this in my free course on getting to $1 million a month. But you want to do this first so you know who you're speaking with, okay? You probably already have a good idea who it is. Then the offer that you're making in the ad, all right, this is very important, has to be exactly what they want. This is one of the most important things, okay? I'm gonna get to the next most important thing here in a second. Now, don't make the mistake of not channeling desire. So this is a really, really big mistake I see business owners make. Again, I'm gonna touch on it more in my free course, but you can't create desire, okay? The best marketers in the world, the best businesses in the world, they don't create desire. The businesses who create desire are anomaly businesses like Apple. They invented a laptop, now people want to use a laptop. But if you're watching this video, I promise you, you're not fucking Steve Jobs, all right? So just suck it up. I'm not Steve Jobs either. So what you want to do is you want to identify what is the biggest problem or the biggest desire that your marketplace has right now that they are actively knocking on doors on to fix. For example, if your customers, this isn't a high ticket coaching business, but if they have big noses like me, right, and they're really insecure about it, they're actively trying to find plastic surgeons to get nose jobs, you want to touch on that pain. You don't want to try and talk to a problem like, oh, have you got weird shaped delts? I can fix that. And like do amazing 12 out of 10 world-class marketing to try and sell something people don't inherently want. So that's why it's so important that you start with your ICP and your core offer is exactly what they want. So my core target market is they want to make money online. And I was very specific. And they want to make passive income online. They don't want to do a whole lot of work for it because they already have a job. They don't want a second job. So I start with that in the first thing I say in the ad.
If you want to make passive income online, I'd like to pay you $5,000 to $10,000 a month.
$5,000 to $10,000 a month is their goal income range as well.
To help my agency, Veritas Digital, generate digital marketing clients here in Australia.
Okay, now that point is really, really important. I'm going to get to the next one here. So your core promise must be believable. This is the thing that's going to fuck you up because usually you have an idea of who your customer is. Usually you have an idea of what they want, but when you promise to solve in your ad, what happens is your customer has heard the same promise by so many people, often for years in your industry, and they've never gotten the result. So when they hear you make the claim, not only do they not believe you, but for some customers who really have that problem, it actually pisses them off. If you've ever had a negative comment on your ad and you're like, who is this random person on the internet, abusing me in the comment section? They don't even know who I am. It has nothing to do with you. It's because the fact that you're even promising that pisses them off. And often those are actually the customers who spend the most money and the most likely to buy a product. So this is where the unique mechanism comes in. And I could talk about this for fucking days because it's so good. There's so much gold here. I'm going to be doing another video diving deep on how to create your own unique mechanism. But what a unique mechanism is, it's the way that you solve their problem to get them to the desired outcome in a way that they've never heard before. Okay, so it has to be a way that they've never heard and never tried, but here's the kicker. It has to be in a way that explains why everything else in the past failed that they've tried. Because if it doesn't explain that, then you're just someone who's making another promise about this new shiny thing that's gonna solve all their problems, but they've heard that before, okay? So let me break down my unique mechanism. So in the Make Money Online niche, people have bought, and I'm a customer of the Make Money Online niche, dropshipping courses, trading courses, Forex courses, Amazon FBA courses. So they've bought all these courses to teach them how to start an online business. So I'll help you make money online by starting an online business. That's the claim. So I can tell you, because I've run ads that said that, they didn't work at all compared to how this one just dominated for years. So instead what I do is I say, I'll help you make money, claim that they want, by being the middleman for my agency. And like, I've never heard this before. And because they've never heard it before, and I said something that they want, they continue to watch the ad, and they don't say, oh, fuck this guy making the same promises. That's probably bullshit. It's a scam. Okay, so I have a unique mechanism to help them achieve their result with something they've never heard before. So what's really important here is I spent a lot of time sitting down before I made this ad, designing my actual offer in a way where I knew with a very high level of certainty that my customers would actually want what I was selling in the ad. This is really key, because in my free course to get to $1 million a month, we're going to spend a lot of time breaking down how to position your product and your offer in a way that makes the marketing and the funnel easy. Okay, what typically happens is you have a very generic, normal kind of product or service or coaching program. Then you spend all of your time trying to make the marketing amazing. But it's really hard to make an average product stand out from the thousands of other competitors that offer the same thing than you do. So we said, okay, we're gonna help people make money online, not by teaching them how to build an agency, but by teaching them how to find clients for my agency. Now, we actually ended up teaching them how to build their own agency as well. I can show you another ad for that in another video, in the full video I do breakdown in the course. Okay, now here's another thing, is you have to make it believable. So here's where proof comes into play as well. I, on the screen, have my veritasdigital.com.au agency on the screen. I can scroll through and point to clients that we've worked with. So this is like a double whammy. This is why this thing fucking took off and I could never beat it. Is because we make a promise. We show them how to actually get that promise in a unique way that is believable. And then the unique method in which we help them get that promise is also tied into legitimate proof that I'm an online entrepreneur as well. Now, here's where it gets even better, okay? The way in which I help them get the result takes responsibility and work and effort off their shoulders, and they can leverage the credibility of my agency. Now you're thinking, holy fuck, Lockie, I don't have an agency. I'm in a completely different marketplace. How is any of this going to help me? I'm going to show you an example here in a second. But also stay tuned for the free course because I'm going to dive more deep into it. I'm just giving you things to think about. How can you reposition your offer so when you say the claim, you can have a unique mechanism and proof that allows the prospect to believe and actually want to hang around, okay?
I'm going to show you exactly how it works. So essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be going to websites.
Okay, now I actually go into an explainer. By the way, I didn't script this. I literally just got this up, ran through it. That's why it's 3 minutes long. I don't recommend your ads be 3 minutes long. We'll jump into that in a second. So then we want to briefly describe how your offer works so the customer has context as to how they actually get the result and they understand the unique mechanism step by step, okay? So that's what I'm doing here is I'm breaking it down. So if you are teaching chiropractors how to grow their business, then you want to break down the 3-step process of how you help chiropractors grow their business. It's just high level so they have some understanding, because if you say, I'm going to teach you how to grow your chiropractic business by running ads, it's kind of hard for them to mentally wrap their head around. But if you say, I'm going to help you grow your chiropractic business in 3 steps, the first step is we send emails to your past list of clients. That's going to help you get immediate sales. Number 2 is redefine and package your offer so that when you run ads, you only attract premium chiropractic clients and not people who are just looking for one cheap session. And then number 3 is amplification. We increase your ad spend and we target 5 times the postcodes that you're targeting right now that are within a 10-kilometer radius so you get more traction. And you can have like a visual on the screen of showing postcodes, a visual on the screen of showing cheap versus expensive. And what it helps do is it adds like context and understanding to your offer. Then you can say, click the link below. I have a free training that expands more on those 3 topics. And you can book in a call to speak with me directly, right? You obviously don't put a book a call CTA in the ad. It's just, let me just give you an example, okay?
Like yellowpages.com, typing in small business niches like dentists, chiropractors and things like that anywhere in Australia, then you simply come down, you can see all these results here, you simply click get more info.
I'm making it look very easy as well, like very simple. I'm not like, oh, I'm this marketing expert. I'm going to come up with this ridiculously complicated marketing thing, put it in a 60-second ad that people are half paying attention to show them how smart I am. You want it to be simple and the comprehension from your prospect to be high.
And you can copy that email address right from here. I'm then going to teach you how to go to ChatGPT, get a professionally written email that's 100% customized to that person, done in 3 seconds without you having to know anything.
So I'm showing them how to leverage AI and reach out to business owners, even though they don't need to know anything about marketing. Because the person watching this thinks, well, I don't know how to reach, I'm not going to reach out to a business owner, I don't know anything about marketing. So I say, I'm going to show you how to reach out to business owners, but don't worry, you don't need to know anything about marketing. I'm going to get ChatGPT to write the email for you so you don't have to know anything. And you can leverage my agency's experience. So I keep making promises, and then I immediately say the thing that they don't want to do and how they can do it without that. So this is how, like, because people want to click off your ads. I promise you, people watching your ads, they want to click off that shit. So I keep giving them a reason to not click off. I keep like killing the reason for them to not click off. So that's why they stick around.
About the business, anything about digital marketing at all. You then simply send the email to the business using one of our email addresses I'm going to give you for free. They will then contact our agency. We'll get on the phone. We'll sign the client up to a $2,000 per month marketing.
So they don't want to do sales calls. So all they have to do is the outreach, and then we take care of the sales calls. So again, this is another way, another example. If you need to put a lot of thought towards your product and your offer, to how can you get them result without the thing that they want? Because my clients, target market here, customers for Scale Smart, they hate the idea of making sales calls. So this is a really, really powerful ad. I had hundreds and hundreds of people messaging me every month on Instagram because they saw my ad. They went on the internet just like trying to find who I was. So when you have a real ad, it can change. Honestly, it can just change your life, not just your business. Let me go back over here, okay? So let me dive into a quick sort of difference here between YouTube and Meta ads. YouTube ads are really, really, really powerful. I would say that the majority of my spend in my career has been on YouTube in the back half of my career. The first half of my career was in Meta. Now, Meta and YouTube both go through different dances of what you can and can't say. That will always go up and down. They get very lenient. Their customers hate them. They crack down. Then they lose money because not as many people advertising. Then they get more lenient. It's like this repetitive cycle. So I don't care too much about that. The main differences between the platforms is Meta is really, really easy for anyone to set up. It's a really, really beginner-friendly platform. You can spend low amounts of money and you can get very good results because the pixel on Meta is so dialed in. It's really, really good at finding your customers. I'm going to be doing more free videos in the course that I'm releasing here on YouTube about how to actually set up and build the campaigns. This is just a high-level ad breakdown. However, what I've found is Meta to be a bit more strict around what you can and can't say, and they'll just ban your ad account like this. They don't give a single fuck about who you are, how much you spend. They'll just ban your ad, not tell you anything, which is really frustrating, and they can make it really hard to get new ads live. So they're a lot more strict. I've also found that Meta's performance can be a bit more volatile at scale. Once you start scaling past like $3,000, $5,000 a day in ad spend, you know, the volatility becomes a little bit higher, and I would also say the quality becomes a little bit more volatile as well. So you kind of, the quality of, for example, if you're running a sales call funnel, it goes up and down. Although Meta is really good for e-commerce though. We're not talking about e-commerce, but Meta is really good for e-com. YouTube's my favorite. YouTube is definitely way harder at a lower scale. So if you're spending like $300 a day, $100 a day on YouTube, it's a lot harder because their pixel is nowhere near as good at optimizing for the people that you want on a small budget. YouTube's much better when you're spending $500, $1,000 a day. And the reason YouTube's so good, especially for coaching businesses, is because we can target people based on what they're searching. So if people are going to YouTube and trying to find answers that your problem solves, we can target those people directly. So the level of intent of the customer is extremely high on YouTube, and they're consuming videos. And we can jump in front of them while they're watching a video on how to lose weight and tell them about our way to lose weight. So it's a very high level of intent for the audience. Whereas on Meta, people going on Meta to look at family photos, to look at news, to doom scroll. So you jump in front of them, they're not actively in a fixing this problem mindset. So typically the leads and the calls from Meta are way cheaper than YouTube, but you get way more shit quality. Whereas on YouTube, the lead cost is virtually always higher than Meta from my experience. However, the intent and the quality of the prospect is much higher. And another thing to do with that is the fact that you're actually running video ads. Whereas on Meta, if you're running like 15-second ads, 10-second ads, even image ads, they can still definitely work. I mean, everything can work within reason. However, on YouTube, you're typically running a 1 to 2 minute video. I know mine was 3 minutes, but that's just because I fucking ramble all the time, as you can clearly tell. So that's the difference between the platforms. If you have a low budget, I recommend, like low budget is like sub 10K a month. I would recommend starting with Meta. If you have a budget that's above that, or you have a very niche intent-based customer, I would start with YouTube. I've also found YouTube to scale much better. Like when we were scaling our automated webinar, the max ad spend that I was managing myself was $26,000 a day in ad spend. So I could add $2,000 and $3,000 a day in ad spend just like that really easily with YouTube, and the volatility was way lower because I'm pretty sure YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet, just behind Google, when Google owns YouTube, right? So yeah, so those are the differences between the platforms. I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment. So script outline, we're going to call out to the target market immediately. You can do that based on what their problem is or based on what their desire is. I don't really like doing it based on their demographic. Like, you know, say, hey, are you a 30 to 50-year-old guy who lives in America and wants to lose weight? It's a bit cheesy. I think it's a bit sloppy. I don't think people really resonate with, oh, I'm in that age range and gender. This is going to be a great ad. No, they respond to calling out and addressing their problems because like, fuck, that is a problem I need to hear if this guy can solve it. Then we want to make a desirable promise. Again, we're not trying to channel desire for something that people don't want. We want to take something that they really, really desperately want, something they're thinking about actively that day or that week, booking in an in-person visit to solve or thinking about or researching. It needs to be that. So when you say it, it goes bang, and they want to take their attention away from whatever bullshit YouTube video they're watching. Then we need to convince them you can deliver on that promise. So we do that using proof. For example, if you're a weight loss coach, you can show a transformation from someone who is very similar to the person watching the ad, or, and ideally you do both, you can use a unique mechanism. So you can explain the way in which you're going to solve that problem, and it will make sense to the customer as to why everything else hasn't worked and why yours will work, right? So for example, with this, I could say, hey, I'm going to show you how to make $5,000 a month online, not by starting an online business. Starting an online business is heaps of work. It's very risky and has all these huge startup costs. Instead, what I'm going to show you how to do is just send emails on behalf of my agency, Veritas Digital. And when I sign a deal from a lead you sent my way, I will simply give you the money. So you can make money online without starting a business, without huge upfront costs, and without having to have all the risks of managing employees. So you can see just by explaining it, they understand how I'm different. And I know I'm saying this very easily. This shit takes effort to sit down and think and plan out, okay? And you want to plan out multiple different mechanisms so you can test those in your ads and see which one clicks, because just a unique mechanism of itself can double, triple your business, which I'll be going more into in the free course on the channel. So click subscribe. Then we want to explain how the offer works step by step, high level, so they have context as to how it actually works. Now, if it's a really short ad, you can honestly just make them a CTA here without that, but I like to do my due diligence. Then we make a CTA, and then we end with urgency. So I actually didn't end with urgency here, but typically you could end with, if you're selling a course on how women can get fit and toned using your Pilates challenge, it could be something along the lines of, click to watch the video where I go through exactly how this Tone and Sculpt 8-week challenge works, and for the first 100 people who inquire about the program or register their interest, I'm going to give away a morning routine checklist to ignite your metabolism to burn fat throughout the day. So you can add some urgency like that if you want and give away like a freebie. So what I'm going to do is I've transcribed this. I do this for a lot of competitor ads. I recommend using YouTube to transcript.com. It's free. You just put in the URL and it transcribes it. I'm going to show you how we're going to change this ad here live on the call. So real quick, video ads, 1 to 2 minutes long. You want to have a CTA at 60 seconds and then another hard CTA at the end. My ad here broke those rules a little bit because I really, really, really nailed the unique mechanism in the offer, which is more of a business thing, not specifically an ad thing. And you really want to start with one problem, one solution, one person. I have seen so many of my clients' ads who they make multiple promises and talk about multiple features in the ad. The only thing you want to optimize for is solving one problem, giving them one solution for one person, and proving it. And you'll get a way better performance. So think about this with your marketing. The rule of one is very important, okay? Now, I'm gonna do an alcohol addiction example. I have personally never been addicted to alcohol, touch wood, but I'm gonna try and give you an example here. I actually don't have any alcohol addiction clients at the moment, so I don't know anything about this topic. So I'm literally just gonna do this live off the cuff in front of you guys. So I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. I use Claude to write copy, but I know most of you have ChatGPT, so I'm going to use it. The difference isn't really that big. So I'm first going to do some research because I need to get context on alcohol addiction. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the transcription of my ad to adjust my ad for alcohol addiction. Okay, it's not going to work perfectly, but I just want to give you an actual example rather than giving you all this, chat, right? So what do we need to get? We want to get the desired problem, some proof, a unique mechanism, and how it works. Okay, cool. Hey ChatGPT, what is going on? I am a marketer. I want to create an ad for a YouTube ad script for alcohol addiction. However, I know nothing about alcohol addiction. So I want you to do some research and I want you to come back to me with what is the most popular way to get over alcohol addiction, and then I want you to come up with a unique twist. So I want a proven way to come over with to get over alcohol addiction, which works. But then all of my customers have heard that so many times, so they're going to be bored. It's not going to sound interesting. So I want you to come up with a unique twist, which doesn't change the principle of how you get over alcohol addiction, but it can make it new, it can make it exciting, and it can make it fun. I also want you to articulate to me the people who are addicted to alcohol, what have they tried in the past usually to try and quit alcohol, and what will their skepticisms be around that? I'm just trying to get a general idea of people who are addicted to alcohol, what have they tried to solve it, why they don't think it worked, what their core problems are, what their core desires are. Run that. I use voice notes all the time at ChatGPT, I just fucking ramble to it. Alrighty, let's come back 2 seconds later. Let's roll through this. So the best marketing here is accurate, respectful, and emotionally real without shaming. The most proven popular ways, what people actually... Okay, so number one, what's the most proven way people get over alcohol addiction? The truth and what people don't hear. There isn't one magical method, but most consistently effective approach is behavioral support, therapy, coaching, structured change plan, community, mutual support, meetings and shit, medication when appropriate. So obviously we're not going to be selling medication. This menu approach is considered evidence-based. What's the most popular recovery pathway? AA 12-step. It's widely available, heavily recognized, and people have heard of it and forever. A major Coach Rain review found that it can be effective. What's clinically popular? Okay, we're not going to touch the clinical side, obviously, but we can use these, we can address these as things that people have tried but didn't work for them. Now, obviously, I'm not an alcohol addiction coach, so I don't know what that is. So I'm going to have to rip some shit off the top of my head that's obviously not going to work if you have an alcohol addiction, but I'm just trying to give you an example that's not a typical one. What have people tried? I'll cut back. White knuckling, detoxing, switching substances, why they don't stick. Alcohol isn't just a habit, it's a nervous system coping strategy. Okay, so that's interesting. So I'm gonna have to address the nervous system aspect of it. Stress relief, emotional regulation, their skepticisms. Okay, cool, you can see this is just listing all out. Their core problems, core desires. Okay, cool, so we don't have to read through all of this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get ChatGPT to help me come up with a nervous system coping strategy. So alcohol isn't just a habit, it becomes a brain nervous system coping. So it helps people with stress relief and emotional regulation. Okay, ChatGPT, so when people quit alcohol, one of the reasons they fail is because alcohol is a great stress relief and emotional regulation drug. I want you to list out what are 5 healthy things that also provide stress relief, emotional regulation that someone could consistently do instead of having a drink. So I'm going to be doing a deep dive into how to come up with a unique mechanism and offer here on the channel in the free course. However, I just want to give you a high-level overview of how to create an ad. So here I'm just coming random off the top with how to do it. Hopefully this is giving you some insights on how you can think for yours. Okay, psychological psi, controlled breathing, exercise, especially brisk walking, cycling, or strength training, cold water exposure. That one's going to be hard to make work. journaling for emotional processing, connection and support. So these kind of suck. This is pretty boring. This is typical ChatGPT bullshit here. The 2-minute playlist, a simple 5-step SWAT plan. Breathe, move, cold, reset, journal, connect. Okay, I kind of like this though. This is kind of nice. You can call it the 5-minute reset kit. Okay, bang. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transcript over here. I'm going to download it. I'm going to throw it into here. And I'm going to rip a voice note and get it to write the ad copy using my principles. Okay, ChatGPT, now I want you to write me a 1.5 minute long YouTube video ad script. So it's a word for word ad script I'm going to read to the camera. I have attached the Locky ad transcript document. That is going to give you a framework and a structure that you can use to write the ad for alcohol addiction. So I am a coach and I help people overcome alcohol addiction. And I want you to see in the Locky ad transcript where he makes promises and where he explains how he can deliver on those promises and where he says, I can help you get this promise without XYZ thing that you don't want. And I want you to use that as a template for the framework and the structure. Now for my alcohol addiction ad, I want you to use the research you've just done around the core problems and speak to those that people have with alcohol addiction. I want you to make the same promises that they want based on their desires you've outlined for the resolution. However, I want you to let people know we're going to help them solve this problem and achieve this desired outcome without all the things that they've probably tried. And I want you to make reference clean and simply to a lot of the things you've outlined there that most people have tried at and failed. For example, maybe they've tried medication, maybe they've tried AA meetings, maybe they've tried, simply willpower, but none of that works because it doesn't actually solve the fact that when you quit alcohol, your nervous system no longer has something that it can use for stress relief and emotional regulation. That's why when you simply quit and you try those other things, it doesn't work. So that's really key. Then I want you to tell them about our method and how it works because we have a 5-minute reset kit that hits on 5 different points that will actually provide stress relief for your nervous system and emotional regulation. So when you quit alcohol in the past, it didn't work because your body still needed the stress relief and the regulation, which those things like an AI meeting did not provide or medication didn't provide to the best degree. And our 5-minute reset kit will actually provide those. Don't go into too much detail of exactly what it is. That's going to be for the free training video. And that's a CTA. I want a free training video that breaks down the method CTA at 60 seconds into the ad and also at the end of the ad around about 1:30. I want you to have a hard CTA for the free training video. Then just after that, I want you to have urgency. And I want the urgency to be a free bonus. So I want you to say something along the lines of, so click below to watch the free training video. And for the first 25 people who register their interest for the free training video, I'm going to send you my 5-minute reset checklist. So whenever you get a craving, you simply follow these steps and you will immediately see a reduction in your cravings. And I want you to write this just like how Michael Masterson would. Whew. It's a bit of a voice note, isn't it? So I'm just ripping this off the cuff. Is this exactly what I do for my clients? No. Is this exactly what I recommend you do for yourself? Sit down and put some more thought towards it. This is a YouTube video. I just fucking pressed record on the camera and now I'm ripping it off the top of my head. But this is a really good example. You can see what we're doing here is very, very deliberate, okay? Because we're predicting how our customers are going to respond to our ads. This is written in the ad very, very quickly. Okay, let's first of all get some context to see if it hit it. Big promise up front, simple mechanism, how it works, remove friction. You can get this without credibility, why I'm sharing this. CTA at 60 seconds, hard CTA bonus. Alrighty, if you've tried to quit drinking and you keep ending up back at square one, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not weak, you're not broken, you've just been trying to quit alcohol the wrong way. And in the next 60 seconds, I'm gonna show you how you can finally break free from alcohol without relying on willpower, without feeling like you've lost your personality, and without having to sit in meetings for the rest of your life. This is really good. Because here's what most people do. They try to cut back. They set rules. They try AA. They try medication. They try white knuckling it with discipline. And they might last a few days, maybe a few weeks. This is pretty good because they've tried all these things, right? But then stress hits. An argument, a bad day, anxiety, loneliness. Sorry, let me exit that. And suddenly your body is screaming for relief. And that's the part nobody fixes. Because alcohol isn't just a habit. It becomes your stress relief and emotional regulation tool. This is perfect. This is now getting into the unique mechanism, explaining why the other things didn't work. And this is really good because we're talking about biology here. Now, obviously, you want to make sure the shit you say is factually accurate and ethical and all that kind of stuff and legal. But this is really good because it's based on a biological thing that they can't deny. Right? It becomes your stress relief and emotional regulation tool. So when you take it away, your nervous system panics and cravings feel like they come out of nowhere. And I can promise you, I've never had an alcohol addiction, but I've written a lot of ads. I can guarantee you someone with alcohol addiction is nodding their head the whole time reading this, like, holy fuck, this person's speaking directly to me. That's why my clients don't quit using willpower. They quit using what I call the 5-minute reset kit. It's a simple 5-step system that gives your nervous system the relief it's been chasing from alcohol. So cravings drop, your emotions stabilize, and quitting stops feeling like torture. That's key, okay? That's key. And you can do it without becoming the sober guy, without hiding from your friends, and without feeling like life is going to be boring. So now we're also hitting on the without. So they want to quit alcohol, but they don't want to have to hide from their friends. They don't want their life to be super boring, like they can't go out clubbing and enjoy their life. They don't want to be the sober guy that everyone picks on and convinces to have a drink, right? Now, CTA at 1 minute. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what are the 5 steps? Great question. I can't fit it all in this short video. You can see it's taking the words from my ad. So I recorded a free training video that breaks down the method step by step. Click below to watch. And I made this free because I'm sick of seeing good people blame themselves, and the real issue is they were never given a system that actually calms the body first. This is really good, unique mechanism stuff here. So here's what to do next. Click below, watch the free training, and get the exact framework. And to make this even easier, for the first 25 people who register, I'm going to personally send you my 5-minute reset checklist. So whenever a craving hits, you follow the steps and you'll feel the intensity drop fast. Click below, get the training. Let's finally make this last time you have to start over. That's a really, really good fucking ad. If I had a client that came to me with an alcohol addiction coaching program and this is what their ad, I would assume that they've studied some level of direct response copywriting, and I would assume that this would work. So that's the video, guys. I hope you got some value out of this. If you would like to work with me one-on-one directly and you would like me to do this for your business, hop on one-on-one calls to help you scale to the moon. Click the link in my bio. At the moment, I'm taking on new clients to work with on a one-on-one basis. Not going to speak with some bullshit account manager or junior. We're going to work directly to scale your business. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel because this is just a high-level video. I'm giving away even more free sauce than this in my free $1 Million a Month course that I'm putting here live on YouTube. So subscribe so you actually see it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.